Welcome back to Weird Wednesdays on Sinister Serials. Previously on the Shifting Sands of Zaraleth, Dr. Benjamin Harris uncovered an ancient tablet in Egypt, revealing visions of cosmic entities and hidden dimensions. His quest to decipher its mysteries led him to assemble a unique team: Captain Samuel Fitzgerald, Miss Eleanor Sinclair, Mr. Carter, and Dr. William Chang. Each member, drawn by their own obsessions and expertise, now embarks on a perilous journey to unveil truths that could reshape reality itself. Today, we delve deeper into their expedition, where each step into the unknown reveals more than just sand and stone.
Chapter 3. As the first rays of dawn filtered through dust-streaked windows, the expedition team gathered around a table laden with crumbling scrolls and maps. Eleanor Sinclair translated whispers of a dark desert temple dedicated to Zaraleth, an entity which ignited foreboding familiarity within the group. Her voice quavered imperceptibly upon reading prophecies promising revelation for those who dare breach its Stygian crypt. Dr. Harris's eyes blazed with fiery conviction upon hearing the account, any doubts burned away by obsession's single-minded impulse.
This is it, the truth I've sought about humanity's insignificant place amidst cosmic forces beyond comprehension.
Captain Fitzgerald squared his broad shoulders, scarred fingers tracing their proposed route through the wastes.
No doubt many sojourners boasted similar dreams of fabled riches before joining the dunes.
He sighed, preparations for conflict and survival coalescing in his mind against impulse. Nathaniel Carter's gaze remained fixed upon crumbling charts, in visions generations of his ancestors attempting to map the endless enigma that was this landscape. Would he continue their legacy, or be merely another speck swallowed by the abyss of shifting hills and mocking mirages? Dr. Chang studied his medicinal herbs, seeking fortitude for the corporeal and spiritual trials ahead. He spoke evenly of locals' warnings, naming vengeful jinn and anguished phantoms claimed to roam where mortal and eternal realms collide. The true risk was losing oneself, becoming unmoored between worlds. As the group gathered provisions for mythic origins unknown, Miss Sinclair slipped away to clutch an heirloom amulet, bequeathed by her late madre. She murmured a childhood prayer that this doom-laden errand might somehow decrypt its eldritch secrets and redeem their cursed bloodline, not continue its tragic cycle. Under the full fire of a merciless sun, the team plunged into the shimmering unknown. Half-remembered lullabies echoed in Sinclair's thoughts as facts faded behind those baking sands, now swallowing them from sight. Chapter 4. As the relentless sun scorched the endless sea of sand, the expedition led by Dr. Benjamin Harris delved deeper into the desert's desolate heart. Ignoring the fervent pleas of the locals to turn back, the team was driven by a collective, inexorable pull towards an unknown fate. Each member, haunted by their own inner torments and obsessions, felt the weight of the journey press upon them like the oppressive heat. As night fell, they established their first camp amidst the vast and lifeless dunes. The flickering flames of the campfire cast long, dancing shadows, but offered little in the way of comfort. Instead, as the team settled into a restless slumber, their minds were assailed by troubling dreams. Dr. Harris, his sleep fitful and disturbed, dreamt of a dark presence that seemed to await their arrival with malevolent patience. In his dream, he wandered through cyclopean ruins half buried in the shifting sands, their ancient stones whispering secrets of a time when the earth was young and unspeakable entities roamed free. Captain Fitzgerald, despite his stern countenance and battle-hardened resolve, found himself plagued by nightmares of conflict and survival. He dreamt of leading his team through treacherous desert landscapes, only to be swallowed by the abyss of towering dunes and mocking mirages. In his dreams, he questioned the wisdom of their quest and the price they might pay for uncovering forgotten secrets. Nathaniel Carter, his mind always mapping and planning, dreamt of his ancestors. He saw them as spectral figures, endlessly charting the desert, a task as futile as it was obsessive. In his dream, he questioned whether he would fulfill their legacy or become just another lost soul consumed by the desert's insatiable appetite. Dr. Chang, in his dream, walked the thin line between the physical and spiritual realms. He saw vengeful jinn and anguished phantoms, echoes of the local legends, roaming the borderlands where the mortal and eternal worlds collide. In his vision, he saw himself and his companions losing their way, not just in the desert, but in the very fabric of reality, becoming unmoored and adrift between worlds. Miss Sinclair, her mind filled with the eldritch secrets of her family's cursed bloodline, dreamt of the amulet and its cryptic inscriptions. Her dreams were a chaotic mix of childhood memories and nightmarish visions, where she sought to decrypt its secrets and break the cycle of tragedy that haunted her lineage. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the team awoke, each member silent and introspective, their dreams lingering like shadows in their minds. They broke camp with a sense of urgency, compelled to continue their journey, despite the ominous portents of their nocturnal visions. The desert lay before them, a vast and uncharted expanse, hiding its secrets beneath layers of time and sand. The team pressed on, drawn inexorably towards the Stygian apex, where the lines binding fate, flesh, and cosmos threatened to dissolve. They moved as if in a trance, each step taking them closer to the heart of an ancient mystery that promised to reveal the true nature of the universe, or plunge them into a nightmare from which there was no waking. Chapter 5. The desert, relentless and unforgiving, had twisted itself into an alien landscape, mocking the expedition team's every expectation. After days of trekking, they stood, aghast and disoriented, at the site that should have been their destination. But it was wrong, all wrong.
The hills, they've moved,
muttered Sinclair, her voice a mix of disbelief and fear. The maps in her trembling hands bore no resemblance to the terrain that sprawled before them. Hills where there should have been flatlands, rock formations vanished like mirages. Carter, frantically scrutinizing his charts, let out a string of curses.
Impossible!
He snapped, the lines on his face deepening with each contradictory glance between paper and reality.
These maps are lies!
Alive!
Chang whispered, almost to himself, his eyes scanning the horizon with a mix of reverence and dread.
The desert breathes.
Arguments erupted. Theories clashed. Fitzgerald's voice cut through the chaos, a sharp command for order, but it was like trying to calm a storm with words. Panic bubbled beneath the surface, each member grappling with the surreal turn of events. Amidst the cacophony, Harris stood silent, his gaze locked on the serpentine idols that littered the ruins. The tablet in his hand seemed to pulse with a sinister energy, its symbols mirroring the demonic figures around them.
Connected,
he murmured, a sense of dread and fascination intermingling in his tone. Nightfall brought no respite, only a deepening sense of unease. The ruins, with their ancient, malevolent watchers, seemed to close in on them. Shadows twisted in the firelight, serpentine and mocking.
The idols, they're watching us,
Sinclair whispered, her eyes wide with a primal fear. The amulet around her neck felt heavier, as if resonating with the dark energy of the place.
Trapped,
Carter hissed, his voice barely audible over the crackling fire. We're trapped in a maze with no map, no way out.
Or drawn in.
Chang mused, his voice eerily calm amid the growing hysteria.
Pulled towards something ancient and alive.
The night stretched on, a tapestry of uneasy dreams and whispered fears. They were strangers in a land that defied understanding, a place where the boundaries between the real and the unreal were as shifting and treacherous as the sands themselves. Dawn's light did little to dispel the darkness that had settled over their hearts. They were on the edge of an abyss, peering into secrets that were never meant for mortal eyes. The shifting sands of Zaraleth had become more than a mere physical barrier. They were a journey into madness, a descent into a chaos that threatened to consume them all.
Thank you for venturing with us through the shifting sands of Zaraleth on this weird Wednesday. As our explorers delve deeper into the ancient mysteries, what other secrets will they unearth? Join us next time on Sinister Serials to continue this journey into the unknown. Will the truths they discover be their salvation or their undoing? Find out in the next installment of this enthralling saga, where each revelation leads us closer to the heart of an ancient mystery.